A video about a power supply? How do you make that interesting? I shouldn't have to, it's a Seasonic. But really, we were trying to figure out how to make this a little cooler for people who don't care about all the tech specs and just want to see something cool. So here it is hanging out with Doug, sitting on Swanklin Roosevelt. That's our couch. Playing some arcade games. Yeah. And here's the Seasonic AirTouch with sunglasses.
So cool.
It is so cool. Here's a Palpatine, just basking in his glory, admiring his power. Excellent. You know, when it comes to cooling your CPU, the world has Noctua. When it comes to making the best power supplies, we've got Seasonic. And something you guys may not know, a lot of the technologies have been developed by Seasonic. A lot of the best power supplies out there on the market from other brands are actually OEM'd by Seasonic. So these guys have their hand all over the place, and they make their own stuff as well. And they've got a huge reputation. If you don't believe me, just go for 1 second to Johnny Guru and look at half of the best rated power supplies. Most of them are going to be Seasonics. So we got this new Seasonic in, and I was like, well, what's so special about this? They must have innovated something, and they have. But this is still my favorite thing. Came in the box. This is a, what is it? This is a jumper. No, it's this. Now, guys, this is not like a single rail system. This is different rails, and they've done something that's a little over my head: micro tolerance load regulation. But the bottom line is that you have 0.5% load regulation. It's just a really tight range, and also these guys are known for like an extremely minimal ripple. So it's 90% rated at 50% load, and it's going to be 80 plus everywhere else. And of course, this is an 80 plus gold. Now, one of the things they've done that's pretty interesting under the hood to, I guess, make it way more efficient and way more stable is they have, instead of, normally having to go on and solder a bunch of wires, they've created a copper plate, and that is going to be what they use to transfer a lot of the current around. It makes it more efficient, and it's also better for manufacturing, fewer defects and that sort of thing. And therefore, they've given this thing a 12-year warranty. Now, one of the other things that's different and new on the back here is you're going to see there's a little button right here. Well, what does that do? They've created 5 different levels for fan speeds, and there's an LED inside the button. A lot of people are confused and think that the entire thing lights up with LEDs. It does not. The LED is right here in the button, and so when you press it, it goes from white, which is 0, and then it goes blue, green, sort of an orangish yellow, I guess, and then red all the way at the top for the highest fan speed. So you can really pick the exact fan speed you want. Above and beyond that, we have a fluid-bearing fan in here, and this one has some really thick oil in it. The whole idea is that as it moves faster, the oil pressure will increase, and then it creates a buffer around the bearing to make it last a very long time. The bearing will the fan will kind of lift off a little bit, and basically almost no friction whatsoever. We've seen similar designs like this, but something like this 135 millimeter fan in here is going to be nice and quiet, and it should last the full duration of the life of this, which, again, 12-year warranty is pretty ridiculous. All right, let's talk about power draw on the different rails. So on the 3.3 volt rail, you can do 20 amps, 5 volt rail, 20 amps, 12 volt rail, you guys can do 70 amps. That's enough for any GPUs out there on the market. So you guys can see that you got a lot of power going through this thing. And total continuous power is going to be 850, but just on the 12 volt rail, you're able to get 840 watts just right there. But I mean, that's a huge load. It's all modular on the back, and everything's organized very nicely, and here's all the cables. Look at all these cables. So, starting here, we've got Molex. We've got some more stuff like that. This is the SATA. Now, you've got 2 on that one. If you're just running a couple hard drives, that's what you're going to use. And we've got more SATA here. 4-pin. Hey, it's nice to have Molex to 4-pin, just a little converter in the box. This is handy because you have a lot of L brackets, and also notice these cables are flat and straight, and they go right through the different SATA connectors, but those are SATA with the L and the standard. Then we got some Molex, some more Molex. We got 1 Molex to 2 SATA right there. All right, now let's get the big cables out. All right, we got plenty of PCI Express, guys. It'll be enough for 8-pin, 4-pin, whatever you need. Run several GPUs on this. There's your CPU. It's 8-pin, but it's broken into 2 pieces right there in case you've got a motherboard that doesn't need all of that. I got some more PCI Express right here. Yay. And then we've got our 24-pin motherboard power connector, and that's the only cable in the lot that is one of those big, fat, thick cables, but you kind of have to. All right, let's crack this thing open and look under the hood and just see how pretty it looks. All right, now you guys probably want to know Well, what are the dimensions, right? Because we've talked about all the cool features and stuff. So it's 170 millimeters by 150 millimeters by 86 millimeters in height. Guys, look at the efficiency curve on their website. Now, we don't have an oscilloscope, so I can't test this myself, so this is about as good as we can get. But notice that it's always above 85. Even at 100% load, it's above 85. Your maximum efficiency is right around the middle, 45 to 50%. So if you're running one GPU, you're probably going to be in the range of 50 to 70% most of the time. Actually, one GPU, you're probably going to be around 450 to 550 watts, somewhere in that range with most of your systems. So getting something like this and you running it, at the middle of the load, it's going to be really efficient, and it's also going to stay nice and cool, and the fans are not going to have to blow that hard, so it'll be nice and quiet. So I would recommend something like this for a build that's going to draw 500 to 600 watts, but you can use it for everything up to 850 watts if you like. All right, as far as the aesthetics go, the red and black, that's going to be pretty much on the bottom, so you won't see that. All you're really going to see is the logo here on the side. It depends if you got, I've never really seen, I've seen a couple cases that mount them this way, but it's very rare. So mostly the red is going to be lost. Sorry guys, if you really wanted your black and red for all your, I don't know, gamer components, you probably won't see much of it, but that's going to be it for the aesthetic. It is a minimal and clean design. So there you have it. Let us know what you guys are going to be building with this. Put it in the forum and we'll all get in there and comment on your latest builds. So that's where we'll see you, and be sure to grab one of our t-shirts and grab a mouse while you're at it. Thanks to everybody the last couple of days. These things all of a sudden have picked up in sales the last 2 or 3 days. So hope you guys are enjoying your 3360 base mouse, and we'll see you guys in the comments.